Every 10 minutes, an older adult in the United States suffers a stroke. But there's something far more alarming behind this number, something almost no one talks about. While most people blame age, genetics, or even junk food, a growing body of research is pointing to a silent and unexpected culprit: common vitamins and supplements that are supposed to protect your health. Yes, you heard that right. Some of the most trusted supplements on your shelf, maybe even the ones you take every single morning, could be increasing your risk of stroke by over 300% if taken in the wrong dose, the wrong form, or in the wrong combination. And here's the part that makes it even more dangerous. 99% of seniors have no idea, because it doesn't start with pain. It starts with subtle symptoms we often mistake for just getting older, like sudden fatigue, dizziness, blurred vision, or confusion. But in reality, these could be early signs that blood flow to your brain is already compromised. Doctors working in stroke centers are now sounding the alarm. They're urging people over 60 to reevaluate their supplement routines, especially if they're taking blood thinners, blood pressure medications, or memory boosters. And no, we're not talking about obscure or experimental pills. These are everyday vitamins, found in standard multivitamins, energy blends, and even brain health formulas marketed specifically to seniors. Today, that ends. Because in this video, we're exposing the top 6 vitamins, ranked from least to most dangerous, that may quietly raise your risk of stroke without you ever realizing it. We'll explain the real science behind each one, what symptoms to watch for, and the safer alternatives most people over 60 have never been told about. And make sure you stay until the end, because the last vitamin on this list is one of the most widely used among older adults in the US, yet it may be silently doing the most harm. But before we begin, take a quick moment. If this kind of content speaks to you, if you're interested in natural ways to stay strong, sharp, and independent after 50, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That's how you let YouTube know you want more real-life wellness tips, simple home remedies, and easy-to-follow strategies to help you feel more energized, balanced, and in control of your health. Let's dive in. This vitamin is the first we'll talk about, and while it may seem harmless and is widely recommended for seniors, it actually ranks 6th in terms of potential risk. Vitamin D is often hailed as a miracle vitamin for seniors, essential for strong bones, a robust immune system, and even cognitive health. Many adults over 50 take it daily, sometimes in high doses, convinced it can prevent fractures, infections, and age-related decline. While vitamin D does offer undeniable benefits, there's a hidden danger when it's taken excessively or without medical supervision. A danger that's rarely discussed but very real for older adults. Excessive vitamin D intake can lead to vitamin D toxicity, known medically as hypervitaminosis D. This condition causes abnormally high levels of calcium in the blood, a state called hypercalcemia. Elevated calcium doesn't just affect your bones, it can silently damage your arteries, heart, kidneys, and brain circulation. In seniors, whose blood vessels are often already fragile from years of wear and tear, excess calcium can accelerate vascular calcification, a process where calcium deposits stiffen and narrow the arteries. This arterial stiffening impairs normal blood flow and increases blood pressure, significantly raising the risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. Several clinical studies have linked high serum vitamin D and calcium levels with increased arterial calcification and hypertension in older adults. Symptoms of vitamin D toxicity often begin subtly: fatigue, nausea, muscle weakness, increased thirst, and frequent urination. Because these signs are nonspecific, many ignore them, allowing the damage to progress undetected. In severe cases, hypercalcemia can cause arrhythmias, kidney stones, confusion, and cognitive impairment. These complications can rapidly deteriorate health, especially in vulnerable seniors. What makes this particularly concerning is that vitamin D supplements are widely available over the counter and heavily promoted. It's common for older adults to take daily doses well above the recommended 800 to 1,000 international units without regular blood tests. Long-term supplementation at doses exceeding 4,000 IU per day has been associated with toxic effects. Unlike vitamins that can cause immediate blood thinning or clotting changes, vitamin D toxicity causes slow, progressive vascular damage. The danger lies in the gradual accumulation of calcium deposits that impair blood vessel elasticity and increase the likelihood of stroke, heart attack, and other cardiovascular issues. The takeaway is clear. Vitamin D is essential, but more is not always better. Seniors should never self-prescribe high-dose vitamin D without medical guidance and regular monitoring of blood calcium and vitamin D levels. Your healthcare provider can help tailor the right dose that supports your health safely. By maintaining balanced vitamin D levels, you protect not only your bones, but also your blood vessels and brain health, ensuring vitality and independence well into your later years. Next, we move to vitamin number 5. It is widely known for its antioxidant properties and is often taken to protect heart and brain health. But its synthetic form can actually increase the risk of serious bleeding events, especially in seniors. The next vitamin in our list is vitamin E. Most people have heard that vitamin E is good for the brain, heart, and skin. And it's true. Natural vitamin E can act as a powerful antioxidant, protecting your cells from oxidative damage. But there's a hidden risk that few doctors explain to seniors: the difference between natural and synthetic vitamin E, and the consequences of taking the wrong one. If you've ever seen the name DL-alpha tocopherol on the label of your supplement, you're not taking natural vitamin E. You're taking a synthetic form, one that your body doesn't metabolize the same way. And that's where the problem begins. Synthetic vitamin E, especially in high doses, can disrupt the delicate balance of tocopherols in your body. It suppresses the more beneficial forms, like gamma tocopherol, which has strong anti-inflammatory properties and helps regulate clotting in the brain's blood vessels. When synthetic E floods your system, it can thin your blood excessively, increase vessel fragility, and paradoxically raise your risk of hemorrhagic stroke. In fact, a large meta-analysis published in the British Medical Journal found that high-dose vitamin E supplementation was associated with a 22% increase in hemorrhagic stroke. That's not theory, that's data. Now imagine this: you're over 65, your blood vessels are naturally more fragile with age, and you're also taking aspirin, warfarin, or a cholesterol medication. Adding synthetic E into the mix can be like pouring gasoline on a small fire. The result? Nosebleeds that won't stop, sudden dizziness, visual disturbances, or in some cases, a stroke with no warning at all. The danger with synthetic vitamin E is how quietly it builds up. You might take it every day for weeks, months, even years, thinking you're doing something good. Until one morning, everything changes. So what should you do instead? First, check your labels. If your supplement says DL-alpha tocopherol, it's synthetic. Avoid it. Look for natural formulations listed as D-alpha tocopherol, ideally combined with mixed tocopherols, including gamma and delta forms, which provide full-spectrum antioxidant support for the brain. Even better, get your vitamin E from real food. Just 1 ounce of sunflower seeds contains more than 7 milligrams of natural vitamin E. Spinach, avocados, almonds, and hazelnuts are also rich in this nutrient, and they come packed with the cofactors your body needs to actually use it effectively. And one final note: if you're currently taking blood thinners or heart medication, always consult your doctor before making changes to your supplement routine. But don't wait for symptoms to show up. The brain's microvessels are some of the most fragile in the entire body, and protecting them starts by removing what silently harms them. Let's move on to vitamin number 4, one that seems completely healthy, even essential, but in the wrong form or dose, it can quietly shrink blood vessels inside the brain and raise your stroke risk without warning. At first glance, vitamin A seems completely harmless. After all, it's essential for vision, skin health, and immune function. But there's a side of this vitamin that few people know, especially those over 60, and it lies in the form and dosage in which it's consumed. When taken in its preformed synthetic version, like retinol palmitate or retinol acetate, vitamin A can accumulate in the liver and start causing damage long before any symptoms appear. And that damage often begins in one of the most sensitive areas of your body, the tiny blood vessels in your brain. Unlike beta-carotene, the plant-based precursor found in carrots and spinach, synthetic retinol isn't self-regulating. Your body doesn't have an off switch for absorption. Once it's in your system, it's stored in fat tissues and the liver, sometimes for months, and it can build up silently. This buildup has real consequences. According to a study published in the journal Stroke in 2014, people with higher serum levels of retinol had a significantly increased risk of ischemic stroke, the type caused by restricted blood flow to the brain. That happens because excess vitamin A causes oxidative stress on the endothelial lining of blood vessels, leading to inflammation, microvascular constriction, and even elevated intracranial pressure. And here's why this matters even more for seniors. As we age, the liver's ability to clear excess nutrients diminishes. That means even normal doses of synthetic vitamin A, taken daily through multivitamins or skin and eye health supplements, can quickly reach toxic levels without you realizing it. The symptoms? They're often subtle at first: headaches, nausea, blurry vision, sudden nosebleeds, or even double vision. But those may be the early signs of rising pressure inside the skull, or worse, a prelude to vascular injury deep in the brain. What's even more dangerous is how common this exposure is. Many seniors unknowingly take multiple sources of preformed vitamin A: multivitamins, cod liver oil, fortified cereals, dairy products, and sometimes even topical creams that absorb through the skin. It all adds up, so what's the safe path forward? First, check your labels. If your supplements list retinol, retinol palmitate, or retinol acetate, and you're not treating a confirmed deficiency, consider stopping them. These forms are potent and persistent. Instead, shift to beta-carotene from whole foods like sweet potatoes, spinach, carrots, and butternut squash. Your body will only convert what it actually needs into vitamin A, and safely excrete the rest. It's a brilliant natural safety mechanism your body has had all along. Use it. And here's an extra tip. If you're taking vitamin A specifically for your eye health, you may not need high doses of retinol at all. Nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and beta-carotene have shown powerful protective effects for the retina without disturbing blood flow or raising stroke risk. These can be found in leafy greens and specialized blends formulated for macular health. If you've been taking synthetic vitamin A supplements regularly for more than 3 months, especially if you're also consuming fortified foods or cod liver oil, it's worth getting your serum vitamin A levels and liver function tests checked. The earlier a potential buildup is detected, the easier it is to reverse. Now, let's talk about the third vitamin on our list, one that's widely marketed as a natural brain booster for seniors. But when taken in excess or in poorly regulated forms, it may actually increase the risk of brain bleeding and interfere with the brain's oxygen supply. Ginkgo biloba has been promoted for decades as a natural memory enhancer. You've probably seen it on the label of brain supplements, teas, or pills designed for focus and cognitive health. And for many people over 60, it sounds like a safe, herbal way to protect the brain from aging. But here's what the marketing doesn't tell you. When taken in high doses, or when the extract is poorly standardized, Ginkgo biloba can significantly increase your risk of intracranial bleeding, dizziness, and even hemorrhagic stroke, especially if you're also taking blood thinners, aspirin, NSAIDs, or blood pressure medications. The problem lies in how ginkgo works. Its active compounds, ginkgolides and bilobalides, act as natural blood thinners and vasodilators. In small, carefully controlled doses, that might help improve circulation. But in higher concentrations or synthetic forms, these effects become dangerous. Older adults are particularly at risk because as we age, our blood vessels become thinner, weaker, and more prone to rupture. Add ginkgo into the mix, especially from a supplement that's not standardized for purity, and you're dealing with unpredictable blood thinning in the most delicate area of the body, the brain. In 2018, a study published in Neurology found that older adults who took high-dose ginkgo supplements had a 38% higher risk of hemorrhagic stroke, particularly those over 60 who were also on low-dose aspirin. That's nearly 4 out of every 10 people exposed to elevated risk. just from a supplement that's often seen as harmless. And it gets worse. Many over-the-counter ginkgo products are poorly regulated. They may contain inconsistent levels of active ingredients or be fortified with synthetic compounds to increase potency. That makes it almost impossible to know what dose you're truly getting, or how it will interact with your medications. The symptoms of ginkgo-related bleeding can appear suddenly: a pounding headache, slurred speech, disorientation, visual changes, or unexpected weakness on one side of the body. These aren't just side effects, they're potential signs of bleeding inside the brain. So what should you do? If you're currently taking ginkgo biloba, check the label immediately. Unless it clearly states that the extract is standardized, typically to 24% flavone glycosides and 6% terpene lactones, you should stop and consult your doctor. And if you're taking any form of blood thinner, even low-dose aspirin or ibuprofen, be especially cautious. The combination with ginkgo can multiply your bleeding risk exponentially. Looking for safer ways to support your memory and brain health? Try nutrients that actually improve oxygen delivery and vascular tone without thinning your blood. For example, omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil or algae, citicoline, and Bacopa monnieri have been shown in clinical studies to support cognitive function without increasing stroke risk. Even better, incorporate foods like beets, arugula, and leafy greens that naturally enhance nitric oxide production and blood flow to the brain, safely and gently. The takeaway? Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe, especially for people over 60 whose bodies process herbs and medications differently than younger adults. When it comes to ginkgo, the risk may not be worth the promised reward. Let's move now to the second most dangerous item on our list: a vitamin marketed as a nerve and energy booster, found in countless multivitamins and drinks, but which can quietly damage the nervous system and raise your stroke risk when taken in excess. Vitamin B6 is often seen as a safe, essential nutrient. It's included in almost every multivitamin, promoted as a way to boost energy, metabolism, nerve function, and brain health. Some seniors even take additional B6 for nerve repair or mental clarity. But here's the shocking reality: too much B6 can do the exact opposite, quietly harming your nervous system and increasing your risk of stroke. Vitamin B6 plays a key role in producing neurotransmitters and regulating amino acid metabolism. But in high doses, especially above 100 milligrams per day, it becomes neurotoxic, particularly when taken as a supplement over time. And this is where it gets especially risky for older adults. As you age, your liver and kidneys lose efficiency. That means water-soluble vitamins like B6, which younger bodies would normally flush out, can start to accumulate in your bloodstream. The result? Increased nerve damage, impaired vascular tone, and heightened inflammatory stress on blood vessels. A large study published in Clinical Nutrition in 2017 followed over 5,000 older adults and found that those taking high doses of B6 were nearly twice as likely to develop sensory neuropathy, a condition that causes numbness, tingling, tremors, and loss of balance. But the vascular impact is just as concerning. Multiple studies have found that excessive B6, particularly when combined with other B-complex vitamins, can paradoxically raise homocysteine levels in some individuals. And homocysteine is no small thing. It's a toxic amino acid that damages the inner lining of arteries and directly increases the risk of ischemic stroke, even if your cholesterol and blood pressure are normal. These effects are subtle at first: a bit of lightheadedness when you stand up, tingling in your feet, unstable gait, or maybe memory lapses that seem random. But behind those symptoms, something much more serious may be unfolding: inflammation, endothelial dysfunction, and progressive narrowing of cerebral blood vessels. Worse yet, most people don't realize how much B6 they're actually taking. It's found in multivitamins, energy drinks, fortified cereals, and standalone nerve support supplements. When you add it all up, some seniors are unknowingly consuming 200 to 300 milligrams per day, 2 to 3 times the maximum safe limit. So how do you protect yourself? Start by adding up your total B6 intake from all supplements. If the combined amount exceeds 50 to 100 milligrams per day, it's time to reassess. Next, ask your doctor to check your homocysteine levels. If they're elevated, that's a red flag, and a clear sign that your B vitamin regimen needs adjusting. Instead of relying on high-dose B6, focus on whole foods rich in B vitamins, like leafy greens, beans, eggs, and wild-caught salmon. These provide balanced amounts that your body can regulate naturally. Also, avoid time-release B6 supplements. While they may seem like a convenient way to maintain steady levels, they can slowly build up in your system, especially in seniors, until symptoms appear. And by then, the damage may have already begun. The bottom line? Vitamin B6 is essential, but too much of a good thing can quickly turn dangerous, especially after 60. When it comes to brain and nerve health, balance is everything. If you're still here with me, it means you're serious about taking control of your health. And that's the most important first step to feeling stronger and more vibrant every day. If you're looking to take your health and well-being to the next level, you might love being part of the 21 Days Reset for Seniors. It's a simple, guided challenge designed to help you feel better, move more, and build habits that truly last, because it's the little changes that make the biggest difference. If you're ready to improve your health and quality of life, the link is in the first pinned comment. Now let's move on to the most dangerous supplement on our list. This nutrient is often celebrated as essential for nerve health, red blood cell production, and DNA synthesis, vital functions that support brain and body performance as we age. The final vitamin on our list might surprise you, especially because vitamin B12 is often hailed as the ultimate brain booster for seniors. Indeed, vitamin B12 is essential for nerve function, red blood cell production, and DNA synthesis, making it critical for overall brain and body health as we age. However, not all forms of B12 are created equal, and some can quietly raise your risk of stroke and other serious complications if taken incorrectly. The most commonly used injectable form of vitamin B12 is cyanocobalamin. While it's cheap, widely available, and effective for treating true B12 deficiencies, this synthetic form is not naturally found in the human body. Once injected, your liver must convert cyanocobalamin into active forms such as methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin before your body can use it. During this conversion process, small amounts of cyanide molecules are released as a byproduct. Normally, a healthy body detoxifies these cyanide compounds efficiently. However, in older adults, especially those with compromised liver or kidney function, these toxins can accumulate. This buildup can increase blood vessel tension and impair blood flow to the brain. Recent research published in 2020 in respected journals such as Stroke and the Journal of Nutrition has shown that seniors receiving frequent cyanocobalamin injections can face a 3 to 5 times higher risk of ischemic stroke, especially when combined with high folic acid intake. This increased risk results from a complex interaction in which excess cyanide metabolites cause endothelial dysfunction, damage to the lining of blood vessels, increase blood viscosity, thickening the blood, and promote clot formation, essentially turning your blood vessels into ticking time bombs for stroke. Symptoms of these dangerous changes can be subtle at first but escalate quickly. Seniors may experience sudden disorientation, weakness on one side of the body, facial drooping, changes in vision, or dizziness, classic warning signs of a mini-stroke or full ischemic event. Many are unaware that these symptoms may be linked to their B12 treatment. That said, vitamin B12 deficiency is a serious condition and must be treated, but smartly. The body naturally uses methylcobalamin, the bioactive form of B12 that does not release cyanide during metabolism. Although more expensive and less commonly used, methylcobalamin injections or supplements are considered safer options for long-term use in seniors. Additionally, doctors recommend avoiding excessively high doses of B12, generally more than 1,000 micrograms per day, unless a true deficiency is confirmed by blood tests. A maintenance dose between 250 to 500 micrograms of methylcobalamin 2 or 3 times per week is often sufficient and much safer. If you have been receiving frequent B12 shots, especially cyanocobalamin, and suffer from high blood pressure, thick blood, memory issues, or a history of stroke, ask your physician for a homocysteine blood test. Elevated homocysteine is a red flag indicating increased risk for vascular damage and stroke. While vitamin B12 is essential for your health, the form and dosage matter immensely, especially after age 60. Choosing the right type of B12 and working closely with your healthcare provider can protect your brain and reduce stroke risk, helping you stay sharp and independent for years to come. Before you go, I want to ask, have you ever wondered if all the supplements you take daily are truly safe for you? Which one from today's list made you think twice? Share your experience in the comments below. I read every single one, and your story might help someone else make smarter, safer health choices. And if this video helped you understand how simple, natural choices can transform your health after 50, please hit the like button to show your support. Thank you for watching. And if you found this information valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's free and really supports us in bringing you more reliable health tips. Just hit the subscribe button right below. And while you're there, tap the bell icon so YouTube alerts you every time we post new videos about natural nutrition and wellness. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.